Now, the more you know about your car, the less likely you are to have problems with it. That's a rule that MotorWeek's top technician, Pat Goss, has always lived by, and one that, with his help, you can too.
John, doing your own repairs can save a lot of money, but there are a lot of hazards. Consider the gasoline out of this fuel filter. Whenever you're handling any kind of chemical, you should wear surgical gloves. That can give you some serious protection against these chemicals. But think about that gasoline that just came out of that fuel filter and this incandescent drop light. These things produce a tremendous amount of heat. Look at what happened when we tried this earlier with a piece of paper. Now, take that piece of paper or something else that's flammable, put it with a little bit of this gasoline, and you've got a serious problem on your hand. Never use a bulb that is bigger than recommended. Never get one of these close to anything that's flammable. You might want to consider using a fluorescent light, or maybe even something like this snake light. This works off batteries, has the ability to be wrapped around things to hold it in place, and there's no heat. Now, working on cars, you're automatically, sooner or later, going to be dealing with the battery. Batteries have sulfuric acid, and that means you need to wear rubber gloves when dealing with them. Also, you have to wear goggles to protect your eyes. All right, here's something. Every car should have one of these in it anyway, but whenever you're working on the car, have a good fire extinguisher handy. You need the proper manuals to go with the car simply because they'll tell you what to avoid, how to do the repair, and not get yourself into trouble. Rings, watches, things like that. You must never wear those when you're working on your car. Rings can be crushed, watches can get hooked up into things, or they can cause electrical shorts and serious burns. So you're going to do brakes. Well, if you're going to do brakes, contrary to popular opinion, brakes still most times have some asbestos in them, so wear a dust mask to protect yourself from breathing those fibers. Deal properly with waste oil. Make sure you dispose of it in the proper manner. Don't use an improper container, and don't leave things laying around on the floor. That's a good way to trip and have a serious accident. You're going to work under the car. You need a good hydraulic floor jack, but you never get under an automobile that is supported on a jack. It must be supported with jack stands. And if you're working on blacktop or dirt, the jack stand must be positioned on 3/4 inch, minimum 3/4 inch plywood that's at least 24 inches square. That keeps the jack stand from tipping and sinking into the surface. You need wheel chocks to keep the car from rolling off of the jack or the jack stands or the ramps or whatever you're using. If you follow the precautions, you can do your own repairs and avoid serious consequences. And if you have a question or a comment, write to me. If I use your letter, I'll send you a MotorWeek t-shirt. The address is MotorWeek, Owings Mills, Maryland, 21117.